Hello everyone, in this video I'll be covering race mods that will be coming to console in Baldur's Gate 3. This is a question that I've been asked a lot, and I did a lot of research just to make sure that I could give an up-to-date answer on all of these things here, because this is something that I've been answering pretty much every hour on my YouTube channel. So there are a ton of great ones like the Aasimar here, which I do think will be coming to console. Got a ton to go over here, so there's 23 different ones that I do think will be potential to coming to console. However, there is obviously some things that will prevent them from being added to console, like the Genesee here, which is a class that I know a lot of people really wanted to see. It has 4 sub-races. Unfortunately, this one won't be coming to console. Now, the reason for this not coming to console is the creator even answered this on their own mod.io page that made by Tepcoon said here. This uses custom shaders. Now, shaders has been a thing that's been blocking a lot of mods from coming to console. As we know in the past, the Faces of Faerun mod, which was highly anticipated, unfortunately can't come to console because it also uses custom shaders. Now, some of these mods can be recreated without shaders, but you can see here, like the different, the water genocide here has got unique ears, and yeah, I just don't think that this will end up coming, unfortunately. However, there is a little asterisk here. Someone could recreate, like, take an elf and just add in different colorways, add in the different racial traits and things like that. There could be somewhat of a combination of different races here that could recreate this. So it is potential that someone will remake this mod for console. It's just a matter of if it'll happen and when it'll happen. Because I know a lot of people want to see this one in or in Baldur's Gate 3. So we'll just have to wait and see. But the Aasimar race, this is one of the first ones that actually got added to the in-game mod manager. And what makes me think that this will come to the in-game mod manager a little bit sooner is the fact that this was live on September 18th here. So we're already seeing mods that have been released after this date make their way to the in-game console manager. So I do feel like this will make its way there eventually, or some other version of it, because the Aasimar has in-game assets. So, like, obviously this is kind of the Dame Aelin look, and there's a few different appearances that you can roll with here, which I think is awesome. So you do got a few choices, and I do feel like eventually this will make its way there, as it's just somewhat of a appearance of, like, elves, adding in the wings and things like that. But overall, I do feel like this will come in time, so we just gotta wait and see. But I think this will actually be one of the first ones that does get added to the in-game console mod manager. Obviously, we already got the Kuatoa here, which is interesting to say the least. Some people really like this one. I don't know how I feel about it, but I wish we could make one of our hirelings look like this. I think that would be really fun. I don't know if I want to play as a Kuatoa because they're pretty goofy, little fish boy here, but I know that Aasimar will likely make its way to console pretty soon. Now, there's another one that's pretty popular. I guess I'll go into, we also have Goblin Race. Now, with the Goblins, it does have some issues. Like, unfortunately, there's some clipping issues here. I can't zoom out any further on this, but yeah, you can see there's some minor bugs here. There's only a few options that will fit them. So this is Reginald's Goblin Race by Reginald25, and I feel like Goblins will obviously come to console eventually. We have them on PC now, but like they do use a lot of faces that are already in the game, so you can see a lot of these. They're very similar appearances to what we already have, so it's likely we will get this at some point here. And there's even like some modded versions of the faces, so yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. You can even add hair to them all, but yeah, I think that this one will come soon. This was released November 19th, so you'd think it would be released after the Aasimar. However, it does have issues with clipping, so once they get that all fixed up, I think this potentially will make its way to console. I'm not sure when that will happen. I think the body type would be somewhat similar to like a halfling, so they could probably remesh things or re-rig the clothing to match that. However, that is something that will take some time, and since it doesn't fully cover the clothing in their body, it may take some time. But I do know that this one is one that a lot of people want to see, so I think it will come. It may just take a little bit longer than things like the Aasimar here, which will be a lot quicker to make their way into the in-game mod manager. Now, also things like the Warforged here, which you can't see. This is part of Thunder's Extra Races mod, which adds a whole bunch of cool things. Like we got ourselves the Bugbears, the Genies, the Dryads, and different type for male, female body. We also have Kobolds, which I know a lot of people are really excited for. I'll get to that in a moment. Myconids, and these are all things that are in the base game itself, so I think that this will eventually come. We also got like Warforged here, so this is another cool one that hope that eventually we'll get some updated, maybe make it shrink down in the character creator, but for now that's fine. Another one that I've been asked about a lot is changelings. So yes, there's a changeling race mod, which is cool. It even comes with its own disguised self. So I do think that this one potentially, as it's an in-game asset, it's not editing anything. Coming with 2 different body types here that kind of look the same. Also, another one here is the Sahogan fish people. I know a lot of people are asking about this one too, surprisingly. But it comes with like resistance to cold, which I think is really cool, and it comes in 2 different colorways. So anything that's got in-game assets is likely to make its way to console eventually once people get the clothing and the like rigging down pat. We do have another Aasimar race here, so this one you can see the wings in the background. So yeah, they got that in all its glory. There is also the Wings Unlocked mod, so if you want to get playing with your own version of an Aasimar right now, you can by using that mod, playing as like an elf and adding the wings to yourself, but you don't get that Dame Aelin face, so I know a lot of people want to see that. So yeah, this is available, and you can edit the appearance. It is using a face, so if you click on any of these faces, they're all different elf faces. It will remove what we got going on here, but yeah, you can get real creative with the hairstyles and just other customization pieces. Also, Myconids. I know a lot of people wanted to play as one of these, so there's 2 different body types here. It did show in the mod manager version of this that there's a like sovereign glut version, but yeah, you do got these 2 options here, so pretty cool. I know a lot of people would want to play as this. I think it's pretty goofy that it's in the game, but even having a companion that's a Myconid would be pretty cool. Kobolds. Now, this one is one that a lot of people have been asking for, and we're going to get a Trito here soon, hopefully. This mod also made its way to PC in September 19th, so it's potential to come. It looks pretty funny with this big set of armor on here. And yeah, it does have some clipping issues, as you can see in the mod.io page, but I know a lot of people want the Kobold. This is, behind Aasimar, probably the 2nd highest requested race that I've seen, so I have a good feeling this will likely be coming to console at some point. Just, it's a matter of when. Now, this mod is quite extensive and has a lot of different races in it, and that obviously takes a lot of time and effort to get this to work. So Thunder 4884, they've done a great job with this mod. It does take a lot of time for these things to get fully like worked up for a console, so they haven't submitted for console approval yet. So that is one thing to keep in mind, that some of these just have to be, you know, fully complete before they make their way to console. So it may be upwards of a month. I don't know the timeline on how long it's going to take. Larian has not released any mods this week, so I know some people have been getting a little bit anxious about some mod releases, but we got 112 already on console, and I hope that we'll see some more. But again, the modders have to obviously put a lot of time and effort of their own time into these things, and that is obviously a lot of effort. So they also got to finish their side of the mods and then send it for approval, which it does take some time for Larian to go ahead and test it. It seems like it's about a month, and a little bit over a month, depending on the type of mod, how popular it is, but we'll hopefully see them all getting added eventually. But yeah, it does take some time. So I can't give an exact timeline on when these will come, but again, it's just a lot of effort that has to go into the race mods, especially more so than class mods. I think class mods seem to be a little bit easier to test. These have a bunch of different passives and just meshes and textures that have to work properly. So yeah, hopefully we'll see something good soon. There's also a Minotaur race in this, so it's obviously a little bit big to show off in this, but is also in the Thunder's race mod. And then also the Dryad, which what I think is cool is here's the male Dryad, and then we also got a female version of it. So it's funny seeing it in the Oathbreaker armor, but yeah, normally it'd be wearing its normal clothing, but yeah, you got 2 options here. So I love when they have these cool little details. Also, there's an automaton race mod, which is pretty funky. So you look like Bernard here. It does have some extra benefits, like increased armor class, advantage on saving throws. Again, you can't be put to sleep. You don't need to eat, drink, or breathe. Immune to disease and poison. All that kind of good stuff. So there's some cool ones with cool effects. It also has a sword on its back there. So yeah, automatons, fancy. It zooms right into the chest. Now, Ferrum Humans is another one that I've seen got added in the PC mod manager. So this is a pretty interesting one. It's kind of similar to, like, in terms of like coming to console, this one will definitely come because it's just like a kind of coloring of races that are already in the game. So anytime we got things like that, I think it's much more likely for them to come. Like also the Diva, which is very similar to the Aasimar, I think will likely come soon too, because it's just using the elf appearance. So that is really nice, making it an easy flip because it has some unique effects like being able to fly. You got Celestial Ancestry, Resistance of Radiant, Bludgeoning, Piercing, Slashing from normal attacks. Can't be Charmed and Frightened. Dark Vision. They are pretty overpowered in terms of that, but I think that's part of the fun. If you're playing one of these, you want to feel powerful. There's also a Succubus class, which I know a lot of people are also asking for. This looks a little bit like Raphael, and yeah, I do think that this will come eventually too, but may take some time for a few of these to come, because especially if they're using some unique or different assets here, could be a little bit longer. So you got Raphael, the Raphael head there, which I think is pretty cool. So yeah, the Succubus and Archdevil being two that I know a lot of people want to see. Likely to come. No timeline on when these will come, but again, they're they're in-game assets already. Like this one came September 24th, so it'll be a little while after the other one, but they do have big fiery wings that you can't really see here. So you can see on this, they got that going on. So it may take a little bit longer to get this perfect, but there is some, I guess, in terms of race mods, there are some issues with getting them to work correctly. So hopefully in time, this will come together and be pretty cool. Now, one of the race mods that I really like is the Owlin mod. So this is cool. You can play as an owl, and it has a few different variations. You can play as a snow owl here, and yeah, I think this one's incredible. This mod was made by hornbird.mod, and this was released September 15th, so hopefully it'll come sometime soon. What's also interesting is it uses like a normal body type. So if you were to pick a class that has less armor, you're going to see that they have like almost Dragonborn style arms. So that is something that makes this more likely to come here, hopefully soon. But yeah, I think that the Owlin is cool. Big fan of this one. They get the ability to fly, and they also get dark vision, 9 meters movement speed, and silent feathers, so they got proficiency in stealth, which is super cool. I'm a big fan of this one. I also like any of the winged classes, but being a giant owl, I think that's awesome. Now another one that a lot of people have been asking for is the Mind Flayer. So this one is the Ulithrid, Ulithrid, jeez, this is bad, mod, and this was released in September 19th. A lot of these got released all in the same day. With this mod, you get to play as Mind Flayer. I know a lot of people want to see that, so we do have a mod that'll likely be coming. It has 2 different colors, so you can go with the purple armor or the red. You won't be able to wear your own armor over it because unique assets, kind of like how it works in the game at the end. Spoiler alerts. If you become a Mind Flayer, this is what you look like. So you can start the game looking like this. So I don't know. I feel like this is one of the ones that a lot of people are looking forward to playing as. I personally won't be, but I just like to play as elves. And yeah, I previously covered the Diva mod, which this will likely be coming to. But the page here came out September 21st. Made by Chuco Loco. Potential to come because, again, in-game assets. It's got those wings there that look nice. Yeah, this is likely to come. So, yeah, the wings there. And also, we got, I can't click that Goblin mod because the clipping will be not allowed to be shown. But Gnoll mod, so there's a Gnoll. Pretty cool. Some people were asking for this, but I think the Kobold is the more requested one. There's also a Werewolf mod, which you can see here. I got the Werewolf Dark Urge. This allows you to turn into somewhat of like this, too, so you can go with that as well. There's also different types of Gnolls here, so again, different armors and stuff like that. So it's pretty interesting. You got a few different sub-races and different effects for them too. So they got the ability to heal themselves and all sorts of different stuff. Now, this next mod I don't think will come to console, but the Brazen mod here, which does have some unique meshes and appearances. The reason I don't know if this will come is because the mod creator hasn't said it will be released on console, whereas a lot of the other ones, they said they've put it forward. And I guess it's a good point to, again, say that even if they have put the mod forward to be released on console, Larian may find issues with it on PlayStation 5 and Xbox and not allow it. So just because it's covered in this video and I say it's likely to come, there can be issues that'll prevent it. However, Larian has been really good that if there's any issues with the mod, they let the mod maker know what the issues are, and then the mod maker can fix that and, you know, re-upload it to be going through a review. So if it's not coming soon, it'll be coming down the road at some point, because with a lot of these are all things that are in the game. Like, we got kobolds in the game, we got changelings in the game, we got bugbears in the game. So a lot of these are already assets that are in the game. Now, there's some other mods that I just want to briefly touch on, like the Satyr mod, which people were thinking this just looks like a normal elf, unfortunately. So it does have some unique benefits, or different benefits. This is a mod that just got released literally yesterday. So yeah, there's going to be probably people that'll recreate these in proper form, but this one, yeah, just looks like a normal elf. Fiend Raise 2, so this is another one that a lot of people are looking forward to. Kind of similar to the Archdevil, like they both look very similar. But Fiends, you got the blue wings there, kind of like Mazora, and you got the big horns. This is pretty cool. I like that they got more options like this. And another one is Cat Bugs. So this mod was released September 10th. This is one of actually the first race mods that I've seen. And yeah, it's like a halfling with wings and cat ears. So some people might like that. It's an option, that's for sure. So what they look like in the game is this. So they got little cat ears on top, and then they also got wings. I'm not too sure if this one will come to console, potentially, but the creator hasn't said if it will or not, so I don't really know the answer to this one. That's why I left it for the end. It's interesting though, the unique cat ears and wings. It also comes with some different eye colors that I think are pretty great. So yeah, we'll have to see. It does have the cat-like eyes there. We'll have to see, I guess, with this one. This one isn't very highly downloaded, despite having been on the mod manager for a while. It hasn't been updated in 41 days. So I don't know. I don't think this will come to console, but it could. Eventually someone could recreate this, or, you know, do something of the such. So just wanted to cover that one just because I know a lot of people were, or not a lot of people, there's a couple people that are asking about it. But yeah, as for sub races too, we also got like different types of elves. So the Shadar Kai here, which unfortunately this mod does replace the drow. So if you want to play as a half drow, there are some issues with it. And there's also the astral elf too. So two of these mods that came pretty early on the mod manager. I'll just pull them up here. So the astral elf, this one was actually released in August. So this is probably one of the first ones that will come eventually, because this is just a recoloring. The mod creator did, however, say that there were some issues with clipping and things like that. So there may be a delay on this one, even though this is one of the first to be uploaded. So even though it is listed there, it may not come as quickly as we want it to. And the Shadar Kai here was released on September 12th. So potential to come. It's just like a simple recoloring. But again, with this one, we'll just have to wait and see. Not too sure. There could be, again, some clipping issues. And I think that's what's holding up a lot of these mods from coming to console. So, yeah, once these get all figured out what the issue is. I know that Kuatoa had some clipping issues, but they allowed it. So, I mean, it is a different body type. But maybe the Kobold will come soon. Again, clipping issues. But it doesn't really matter because it doesn't have a humanoid-style body. And I think that's where a lot of the issues with holding these things up is. So do I have a timeline on when these will get approved? I don't, unfortunately, because there could be some issues on the back end that we just don't know about, because some of these things are happening and not everyone knows exactly what's going on in terms of the race mods, because we haven't really got anything else other than the Kuatoa, and I know a lot of people are asking about these. So that's why I want to cover this video, just because I've answered a lot of comments, and I think this will answer some questions for some people. So the most likely to come soon is probably like Aasimar, I think a Kobold, any type of Kobold mod. The different versions of the elves, if they do pass through the approval, and then things like the Archdevil, Succubus, and even Mind Flayer. I feel like this one will be a dead set coming to console, because you can actually play as a Mind Flayer in the game. So things like the Owlin I really do hope come soon, because they do have a humanoid style body. But as long as all the clipping issues are corrected, I think a lot of these will come to console. It could be in a week's time. It could be in 4 weeks' time. It's really hard to say, but I'm hopeful that we'll see like the Aasimar soon, because I know that one is one that really people really want to see. So feel free to leave any questions or comments in the comments below. I'll try to answer them as quickly as possible. Again, don't go harass any of the mod creators. They're doing their best to get these all on console, but there are some issues with consoles versus PC that does kind of restrict some things from making their way over. So yeah, also go donate and support to any mod creators, because they put a lot of time and effort into these things, and if there's some financial, you know, incentive for them, they may make more types of mods. So I feel like that's something that could help if you wanted to help out with any mod creators. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hit the subscribe button below if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you all in the next video.